What if the very thing you were told to hide is the strongest part of you? What if your softness, your tears, your empathy, your tenderness was never your weakness? What if being soft is exactly why you're still standing? Somewhere along the way, the world taught us a lie. It said, harden up, don't feel too much, stop being sensitive. Being soft will get you hurt. So you learned to toughen your voice, to swallow your tears, to act unbothered, to pretend you didn't care when you cared deeply. And maybe you survived that way, but surviving is not the same as living. Let me tell you something clearly today. Being soft is not being weak. Softness is often mistaken for fragility, but softness is not the absence of strength. Softness is feeling everything and choosing not to become cruel because of it. It's knowing the world can be harsh and deciding you won't be. It's choosing kindness even when bitterness would be easier. Anyone can shut down. Anyone can build walls. Anyone can numb themselves. But it takes strength to stay open in a world that keeps trying to harden you. Being soft means you allow yourself to feel grief without rushing to hide it. It means you love fully, even when love once broke you. It means you listen with your whole heart instead of waiting to speak. Soft people don't lack resilience. They practice it every day. Because every time you feel deeply, you take a risk. And courage isn't loud. It doesn't shout or boast. Sometimes courage looks like getting up in the morning with a tender heart and choosing to try again. If you were ever told you're too sensitive, you care too much, you need thicker skin, I want you to hear this. The world doesn't need fewer soft people. It needs more. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's an awareness. You notice what others miss. You feel what others suppress. You understand pain because you've sat with it. And that makes you dangerous in the best way, because you know how to heal. Softness and boundaries. Let's be clear about something important. Being soft does not mean being a doormat. Softness does not mean tolerating disrespect. It does not mean overgiving. It does not mean abandoning yourself. True softness comes with boundaries. It says, I can be kind without being consumed. I can love without losing myself. I can care and still walk away. That balance, that's strength. Soft people change rooms without trying. They make others feel safe, seen, understood. Their presence slows chaos. Their words land gently, but stay long after they're spoken. Softness disarms anger. It softens grief. It reminds people of their humanity. That is not weakness. That is power that doesn't need to dominate to be felt. Yes, being soft can hurt. You feel things longer. You remember words deeper. You carry moments that others forget. But softness doesn't destroy you. It teaches you. It teaches you compassion, discernment, grace. And every time your heart breaks, but you choose not to harden it, you prove how strong you really are. Strength isn't always loud confidence or emotional distance. Sometimes strength looks like crying and still showing up, forgiving without forgetting, loving again after loss, staying gentle in a rough world. That kind of strength doesn't need validation. It speaks through consistency. If you are soft, please don't change. Don't trade your warmth for the world's cold approval. Don't silence your heart to fit into a hardened version of strength. The right people will recognize your softness as a gift, not a liability. And the ones who don't were never meant to stay. Being soft means you are alive. It means you are connected. It means you still believe in goodness, even after everything. So let them call it weakness if they don't understand it. You know the truth. Being soft is not being weak. It is being brave enough to stay human. And in this world, that may be the strongest thing of all.